Now, there are a lot of manhwa and webtoon out there in the market currently. However, there are very few that really stick out to you and ensure you come back diligently every week for the next chapter's release. However, even among some of the best manhwa I've ever read, Ordeal stands alone on its own respective level. And in my eyes, without a shadow of a doubt, has earned the title of a masterpiece. Ordeal is a webtoon made by Brent Bristol, and he was planning on discontinuing the series. However, due to the overwhelming support and praise it was getting, has started to continue it and not abandon the project. And thank God for that, because we've been blessed with this incredible piece of fiction. Now, even though it has received incredible support, it's nothing like Solo Leveling, and in my opinion has been flying under the radar, whereas stuff like, as I've said, Solo Leveling is being immortalized in the Manhwa Hall of Fame. And when you think of Manhwa, you think of Solo Leveling, Seed, that type of stuff. When in my opinion, Ordeal is arguably better than Solo Leveling in almost every aspect. Now, I know it sounds like I'm sort of shitting on Solo Leveling, and I'm not. Well, I kind of am, but I'm not to discredit Solo Leveling. It's still an incredible piece of fiction, and it still deserves to be in the Hall of Fame of manhwa. However, Ordeal, in my opinion, is better. Now, this is a pretty hot take, but I'm gonna say it anyway. In my opinion, Ordeal's art is the best in the entirety of manhwa. I don't think there's a manhwa out there that rivals Ordeal when it comes to artwork. I mean, it's some of the most breathtaking, jaw-dropping art you'll ever see, and I'ma die on that hill. Now, also, what is unique about this, you'll find that most manhwa is based in Korea, because manhwa is originally a Korean medium. However, Ordeal is based in Trinidad and Tobago, which offers an entirely unique and fresh perspective and location where all the events take place. Now, Ordeal is based in a world where a strain of human DNA mutated, leading to an entirely new off-branch species named Kimyos being born. Time skip to the modern day, 1/3 of the world's population are Kimyos. And if that wasn't terrifying enough, they also developed abilities recognized as talents. Most talents, however, are predominantly harmless. The ability to manipulate a simple element or control over the internal structure, creating and manipulating extensions of one's body. Now, in rare cases, to change the entire cellular makeup of one's body at will, and a vast variety of other mutations. But not all talents are harmless. The great power of the few elite Kimyos caused many humans to tremble in fear of their possible extinction, as their power may result in the ultimate decimation of the human race. So in this world, there is a divide between humans and Kimyos. Humans who fear what they cannot control, as we always do, and the few Kimyos who deem themselves superior to mankind, and believe that they themselves deserve to rule over the entirety of the earth and dominate over the human race. So just to paint a picture, you can see that there's tension in this world, and that gives a very unique and interesting setting for where the story is based, and also can give you some context as to the events that are about to unravel. The story surrounds a man named Che Hart, a professional cage fighter who is human, however still fights Kimyos in hand-to-hand combat. And no matter what power the Kimyos possess, he doesn't falter and dominates his opponents despite the clear disadvantage. The only thing he has ever excelled at in life is fighting, so that's the only way he can stand on his own feet financially, because both his parents had sadly passed away. So he has to fight for every penny he earns and for shelter above his head, and every single meal that presents itself before him, he is responsible for it all, ever since he was a kid. However, the constant beating his body is enduring is beginning to catch up to him. His body is slowing down. The aches that used to remedy themselves in days take weeks to heal, and a wave of exhaustion overcomes him after every fight. Che trains in a gym alongside others who also come from rough backgrounds, forming a sort of brotherhood among the members. They are family. And an old man named Leo Thomas is the master of the young men and is responsible for their training. He used to be the strongest Kimyo in existence, #1 ranked, and single-handedly quells the war between humanity and Kimyo 61 years ago. However, Leo is not just their master, but effectively their surrogate father, a pillar which stands strong, the one constant in these boys' lives, someone who they can come to for advice. and comfort in their times of need. However, one day a rugged man walks into the gym named Rokash, who is in the top 150 ranking of the world's strongest kimyos documented in history, and is public enemy #1 in Trinidad and Tobago. The gym stands tall and states that Rokash is not welcome there. However, it is brought to the boys' attention that Rokash used to be a student of Leo, shocking them all. Leo, outraged by his former student's behavior, bursts into flames and orders Rokash to leave, prompting him to threaten Leo that he will acknowledge his strength before he dies, and that may happen sooner than he thinks, clearly insinuating he will be responsible for his former master's death. Now I'm gonna skip a bit because I don't want to give away the whole story. Surrounding a grave, in black attire, the members of the gym stand solemnly. "Dear beloved, we gather here to mourn the death of Leo Thomas," states the pastor, presiding over the burial. "The night prior, Rokash ambushed Leo and killed him in combat." The solemn expressions soon turn into that of rage and bitterness. There the boys swear to honor their master by avenging him, killing the culprit responsible for his murder. Now, with the goal of training and getting stronger in order to avenge their master's killer, they attend a tournament to, gain some experience with fighting in real life. And in the middle of the tournament, as Che is being dominated and torn to pieces by a Kimyo, and slowly falls into unconsciousness. However, at the last moment, a sudden surge of strength fills Che's broken body. He reopens his eyes and he is engulfed in flames, burning away his skin, revealing muscle fibers twitching beneath. However, oddly enough, he feels no pain. The flames do not hurt him. A sudden realization overcomes him. The flames are originating from him. He is reborn with talent of his former master, Ilios the Phoenix Flame, one of the original great 4 talents. The crowd falls silent before Che lays the charred corpse of his opponent. His friend states, "This was the day you took your first step over the edge." An enraged Rokash, who is spectating the fight, grits his teeth in anger out of jealousy that Leo chose Che as his successor and has passed the torch that was his talent to a random human, not himself. Now I'm gonna draw kind of a weird comparison here. I'm not calling you out, Brent, there's no shame in this. Kung Fu Panda is a great franchise, but I think that he draws some inspiration from it because it's really odd how similar the stories are. So that tiger guy that was imprisoned beneath the fucking ground, right, with spikes in his body, who used to be the former student of Master Shifu, and how he was, pushed away and he wasn't given the Dragon Warrior scroll, the thing that makes them the Dragon Warrior or whatever. But Po he was just a random stranger. So he gets really jealous and, kills Master Shifu as Rokash killed Leo. And Che, was passed the torch that was his power. It's very similar. Don't know if I worded that well, but who gives a fuck. Anyway, back to what I was saying off the tangent. However, while Rokash is enraged by all of this, he accidentally reveals that he is the one responsible for Leo's murder. So he instantly, flees the scene. He's like, whoopsie daisies, my bad. And everyone's just like hates him even more and wants to chase him down. Right, but Che doesn't. He stands tall alongside his brothers in the ring and looks directly into the camera as I am now and states with a calm, deadpan expression, "Pray. I would pray that the system finds you before we do. You cut short the life of the man who raised us. What made you think your life would go on? You made your final mistake. Run, Rokash Rampasand. If you slay a wolf, be sure to kill his cubs too, for we will chase you to the grave." I mean, that's pretty fucking badass if I have to say. That's kind of cool. So, they've just declared like, we're coming for your ass. We're gonna kill you. We're gonna chase you to the fucking grave. And basically that's what the first chunk of the story sort of surrounds, is them chasing after Rokash and getting stronger so they can face him, because Rokash is still miles stronger than them all. So now that you have a basic understanding of this world, the story, and the characters and their intentions, I'm no longer going to spoil the rest and leave you to enjoy this greatness of a webtoon on your own time. All I can say is that the art is otherworldly, the fight scenes are some of the most fluid and jaw-dropping sequences you'll ever be blessed with the gift of reading. And each character is fleshed out and possesses unique, never seen before abilities. Unlike the basic, I can control water, fire, whatever, the basic elements. But powers that have their own historical background and layers of complexity. that tie into their mental state. No side character is left untouched and is given equal amount of love. They are not just a sidekick whose only goal is to serve the MC, they have their own conflicting beliefs and strength that can even rival the main characters. And the MC doesn't just begin with overwhelming strength, he undergoes a long journey in search of control of his newfound talent and faces many obstacles and road bumps along the way. The writer is not afraid to show the weaknesses of the MC and his flaws, making him relatable to the reader. Unlike the one-dimensional, emotionless, cardboard cutout MCs we see in many manhwa today. I cannot even express how much I recommend Ordeal, and I urge you to read it. This is a shorter video than usual and I hope you still enjoyed it. The script that I wrote for this is pretty short and pretty rushed, so I apologize if it doesn't meet your standards. Don't worry, this isn't the bar. The videos that you'll see later on my channel if you subscribe will be of much greater quality. I'm planning a few things and a few videos that should, really appeal to my audience.